welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and yeah, hurrah! Videoing again. Yeah, this today is a bit of a mini haul. I've been away on my holly jollies, had a very nice time, very nice break. Not done a huge amount of colouring this month. Sorry in advance for my end of the month video. I've just enjoyed myself and, you know, relaxed and enjoyed the view. But yeah, I did buy a few things before we went away, so I'm going to go through those. Not a huge amount of books for a change for me. Shock horror, I know, that's bad. But I'll go through what I have got. Being away, can't really buy things, can you? Can't order anything. So it kind of has spoiled my shopping addiction somewhat. But yeah, I'm sure I'll return to normal service as work is coming round so thick and fast. So first thing, this was present before I broke up from school from my lovely colleague, which is got a lovely metallic flamingo on, which is just a little dot journal. So I'm not sure how I might use this. I'm half thinking I might try and stop using, because I do go through, if I can reach them, I do go through an awful lot of these, writing what I've done, my pages in, you know, what I've used in my pages every month, and I'm always putting these in the book. And yeah, I suppose I'm thinking I do leave them in the book sometimes if I forget, and then sometimes the glue goes a bit funny, doesn't it? So I'm half thinking maybe I should organise myself to have a page with what I've used in here rather than using these every month and maybe potentially ruining some pages in my books, which then I will be very gutted about. So I may use it for that. But yeah, it's very cute and pink. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using that. It's nice and soft as well, and obviously quite chunky. So yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be quite useful. So thank you very much. Then book-wise, like I say, I've not bought a huge amount. Naughty, Pixie's Projects showed this probably a while ago now. I've kind of lost track. I love cute colouring. I think we're going to do a buddy in this at some point when I get myself organised. She did message me, and because I've been in my holly mood, I've just not been doing it. But yeah, it looks like it's Buster Books. I just got this from Amazon. It was pretty easy to find. It wasn't a difficult one. Illustrated by Jess Bradley. But yeah, it's only a small little cute one. Have I got a rule handy? Yes, subtle little one. So yeah, just 6 by 6 inches or so, little cute one. So they're only little tiny ones, and yeah, I like a bit of a cute image. Let's crack it open on the spine, then we don't get hideous creatures. That's how I feel about going back to school. That little picture there sums it up nicely. Yes, but yeah, there's some very nice little cute. I'll flip from the back because it's probably going to be easier, isn't it? I'm not going to do them all because Pixie did a lovely flip of it. You don't need me to do it again. But yeah, lots of little cute characters. Some pages, I think like that. I'm not thinking that's probably going to be for me. But other pages, dog page, yes, probably am going to do that one. Oh, another dog page. Although there's a lot of dogs on that, aren't there? That are quite similar. Might do a single side on that. But again, it gives me some options, doesn't it? So I can use an alcohol marker here and there if I'm not loving, like that page I'm not particularly loving. Them I'm quite loving though. Oh, they're all the same. But yeah, there's lots of cute little characters that I thought would be quite fun, quite quick little colouring. Like I say, I don't see myself doing this entire book. But some particularly really stick out. Like I like these, but I wish they hadn't repeated it in the same. I think my little, I've got a Christmas one of these. I love colouring books, and that's the same. I kind of like it, but there's a double of things, and it's a bit repetitive. Oh, I like the stationery. They're quite cute, aren't they? I like those. But yeah, quite cute. Some lovely pages. Like it a lot. I love cute colouring. By mombooks.com. But yeah, I found it on Amazon. It was an easy find. A little cutie one to start off with. Then I did go to the works while I was off. Don't go into the town very often, but there is one not so far from me. This one is not a colouring book, as you can see. It's painting. I think it's happiness. The works do my head in with these hideous stickers. Sorry, I've got to get it off now. Now I want to read the title. I should have perhaps done that before. On the plus side, they come off okay. Painting Happiness. Stitch that on the window ledge for now. By Terry Runyan. Again, it was only cheap, as you just saw, but it has little painting projects that I thought might be quite fun, play about with. It's not, you know, a really complicated watercolour book, but I'm quite a control freak, as you might have noticed with my colouring, and I find it very hard to be exactly what this book is demonstrating beautifully. Excuse the funny light, we've actually got some sun here today in rainy Manchester. So yeah, I thought this book might help me be a bit kind of more loose with what I'm doing, maybe creatively, and it's kind of that kind of creative, imaginative mark making that then you make it into something kind of theme going on with the book. I don't think I'm going to read like every page of it. Some of it I might find useful, but I quite like, you know, I do like a lot of bright colour, and this certainly is, you know, some really nice bright colourful use of paint. So I thought that might be quite fun. I was thinking I'd do some on my holidays, but there was no way I could fit it in my luggage because I pack too much. I also got this one, which, as you can see, for a fabulous £4. Sorry, I can't help myself. Should have done it before, but I can't leave them on. Don't rip, don't rip. Oh, no. I'm going to pause while I get it off. Okay, sticker free. That was an annoying one. Ripped. I've had to peel the other bits off. Anyway, as you can see, 15-minute drawing, getting started from sketch to finished drawing in 15 minutes by Erin McManus. Again, they're quite little quick things, just little kind of silly patterny flowers, some building stuff. But I thought, you know, particularly for a journal or something like that, there's a little bit of lettering, there's a little bit of scenery. I thought it could be quite useful. There's a few different practice bits and pieces. How to draw a chair. That does not look like a comfortable chair. Teapot, yay. Glad to get home for a good cup of tea, can't lie. I miss my northern water for a nice brew. It makes the best brew. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, so 15-minute drawing. Again, it was only cheap. I don't think I'll use all of it, but there were a few bits and pieces that I thought, oh, might like to have a go at that. For that money, I will. Then I also got, as you can see, I've just de-stickered this, Kaleidoscope sticker mosaics, and they were, I'll just put it back in so I won't forget how much it was, an exciting £4 from, was this ever £15, $14.99? I don't think it was, not in the works, but yeah, manga one. I have one with animals in that I quite enjoyed, even though they don't stick down very well, and yeah, so I thought I'd fancy one of these just when you're feeling like something a bit more lightweight. I'm doing well at showing you the sticker pages now, aren't I? These are okay. I don't really do colour by numbers, but yeah, just sometimes if you want to change, I thought these might be a bit fun, and obviously they're manga-y, so you know, a little bit different. And there's a lot of stickers for that one, for this one, little one. But yeah, I've not tried it yet. Again, I was thinking I took it away, but couldn't fit in, so I didn't get taken away on holiday. You know, I overpack. I do overpack. Fortunately, we were driving, so it's not the end of the world, but there's still a limit, isn't there? You can't pile so much into your car that it's touching the ground. Then I also got this from the works, which again, what are they saying it was? £10.99. I got it for a £5. Was it ever £10.99 in there? I don't know. I don't have a huge amount of Disney books, and you've probably noticed if you watch me a lot, I don't really colour a lot of Disney, if I'm honest. I don't really know Disney very well. Yeah, we never really went to pictures when I was kids, and they weren't really on UK television when we were little. So I don't really know the characters very well. So I kind of, every time I look through one, I think, yeah, but I don't know who any of them are or what they're supposed to look like. And you've kind of got to know who they are to be able to look them up, haven't you, in the main. But I thought this one was vintage, so even I stand a bit of a chance at spotting who is what. And I quite like the kind of style of some of these as well. Again, I've seen it on Amazon. It's easily found, isn't it? I'm sure there's a million flips of it. on the... Oh, why are these all this way round now? Are they like posters, these? Can you conquer the evil forces of the Disney villains? Cinderella Castle Mystery Tour. Ooh, losing the end. Oh, that's going to be a pain to work on through the spine though, isn't it, that? Although I do quite fancy doing the castle. Although this bit's a bit confusing down here, maybe. Looks like it's the dungeons underneath, doesn't it? Oh, we've got a dragon. This is when I need to put my glasses on. Oh, and some like trolley things. See, I'm sure these have a proper name, don't they? But I don't know what they're called. I have no idea. I'm not even sure I've ever seen Cinderella, the movie. Oh, no, sorry. I did occasionally see these on telly. Yeah, they were on telly a little bit when we were kids. But anyway, it's definitely more kind of classical, vintage stuff. Like, as much as I like Alice in Wonderland, I've never seen the film, never seen the illustrations of it. Maybe one day. I kind of feel I'm too old now to watch it. Railroad. See, I do like a train. At Frontierland tomorrow. Anyway, so I've got this one. I'm not going to go through all of it because, yeah, I'm sure it's been around a while, as it's in the works. Cheaper from the works if you're in the UK, but I have seen it on Amazon as well, so it's easily around. Paper's okay. I think you get away with a little bit of watercolour maybe. Obviously it's double-sided, so alcohol markers is going to go through. I do quite like some of these doubles, but will I ever do one of these doubles? Orbitron, Machines, Discoveryland. I'm not sure I'll ever do one of their doubles. I don't know. Don't know if it's me really, but along the same theme, my next one, again, I know I've seen this around, was an exciting £6 at the works, but when I went in, it was also in the sale, so I only got it for £3. So I thought, even if I hate it, for £3, as long as there's a couple in there that I quite like, it's worth it. And I do quite like some of these as well. And again, the in the main characters that I at least recognise. So it's not too bad. Although I've no idea who he is. Having just said that. Grizzly Pete. Yeah, no, I don't know this at all. Yeah, might still have to look some of it up. Might have to go on Instagram. Can somebody tell me what this one's called? Somebody tell me what this one's called. I don't know who this is. Like this, I don't know this one at all. You're probably all shouting it at me now, like, Wendy, you're an idiot. Oh, is it from Star Wars? Duh. Why are these people in it? Anyway, let's not go there. I quite like some of the scenery in it. I thought that might be quite fun. And, you know, some things are obvious, aren't they? Goofy. I don't know who this skeleton bloke is, but, you know. It doesn't matter, does it? Donald Duck. I thought it's safe enough for me. Even I can recognise them, so I quite like it. And again, the paper's not terrible, is it? I don't love this kind of... I'm never going to colour these kind of things, but who would? Probably not many, I don't think. But I quite like these kind of big scenes, and I reckon you could probably get away with a little bit of paint on this. So yeah, it might be a fun moment. Disneyland Park colouring book. Again, I got it from the works, but I think I've seen this on many different places, so I'm sure it's widely available, isn't it? But quite enjoyed that as well. But yeah, that was my few bits from the works. Then I was looking on Colour. I think somebody did say to me, oh, why don't you do a video on all your Colour books? I do have quite a few Colour books, but I thought, oh, ages ago they were going to send me this one, Mandala's Magical Nature Night, and they did send me like a small flip, showed a few pages, and then they had supply problems, so they didn't send it me. And I thought, actually, I do quite fancy that book, so I think I will get it myself. So I have got it myself. I think I ordered it from Amazon France. Yeah. And this is quite a thick card, but yes, unfortunately, it was one of those very rainy periods, and I don't think that particularly helped it survive the transit, because I think the envelope got quite wet. And obviously then dinges it much easier, doesn't it? So, but I got this one, Mandala's Magical Nature Night. I think I've got a Magical Nature one that's not night, that was a very early one that I got early on in my colouring, and I do like that book particularly, and I thought this one was quite nice as well. So even though I think it is still available now, but you may have to get it from France. The stock seems a bit in and out on UK for this particular one. So hopefully if you can't see it on UK, it is on France and you can order from France. But yeah, I quite like some of these. So you've got butterflies, you've got a little horse, hummingbirds, fox, do we think? Yeah. But I quite like some of these portraits because I do like some flowers around a portrait. I don't quite know why, but I do enjoy doing those. And I knew it had a couple in that I particularly wanted to do. There had to be some sideways ones, didn't there? Wolves, not so much for me, but yeah, I thought there was enough in here that I quite liked having a go. I just wish every page in the corner wasn't dinged. Thank you, Amazon. Stop flipping them round. Owl. I do like an owl now and again. This one not so much for me, it's a bit little. Some kind of bird. I'm not sure which. Oh, another sideways. Almost like mirror image. Another portrait, which was again one of the ones I wanted it for. Oh, I quite like this as well. That one feels like it wants some paint on it for me. Quite like him as well. Do some quite bright colours. Elephant. Oop. Can't get hold of it, even though the corner, as I get further back, it gets more dinged in the corner on mine, unfortunately. Hopefully yours won't arrive like that if you go down this page route. Ooh. I think, is that the last one? Oh, this is the last one, I think. Another bird. So yeah, I've topped up my colour collection with Mandala's Magical Night. Again, I suppose I quite like it because there's a few portraits in there and the black backgrounds. So yeah, when you're feeling a bit lazy, you can just do the actual thing and not having to worry about what you're going to do in the background. Then, obviously, I've been away on holiday and I've missed this one coming out. Oh, it's got like a... Is it supposed to... Oh no, mine's got something nice spilt on it. I was going to say, what is that nice shininess? But now I can see it's some kind of... something that lovely Amazon have spilt on my book. Lovely, look at that, built-in stains. And I didn't notice because it's got this wood print when it came yesterday. Never mind. Anyway, R.J. Hampson, Lost and Found, his newest one. There's already loads of flips, aren't there? I think I'm going to probably do a colour along in this one, I think, because I do love his books. Yeah, I really like this front page. Kind of feels a bit junk journaling, doesn't it? That you've got all these kind of little clippings and mementos and lost things and luggage tags and bits of memorabilia. Yeah, I quite like it. Not something I've ever thought about colouring either, but I very rarely I can't speak. Colour this book belongs to page. I very rarely colour them, but this one I am tempted to colour just because I quite like these little drawings. And you can do it kind of, I was thinking it kind of needs like a vintagey look to it, doesn't it? Anyway, again, there's loads of flips. I won't do all of them. I might have a bit better of a look at it when I do a colour along with it. So, lovely pages as per. I do quite like these altered back pages. So although they're similar, like this one has the teddy in the page earlier on in the book, doesn't it? And it's changed for this little octopus. And I noticed, look who's up here on the shelf. I quite like this as well. I did notice when I was looking through these change as well. So they're opposites, aren't they? So you've got the mouse and the cheese, but the sun and the moon is not on the page earlier. They're a new addition. This lock isn't on that one earlier on. Oh, and the bird and the cage isn't on the page earlier on. So there's like little subtle changes that the more you look at the images, the more you spot. Obviously this one changes quite a bit, doesn't it? It takes out most of the kind of man-made things on this later one, whereas much more man-made things on the earlier sheet. So it's quite a nice contrast. I think I prefer the creatures version, but you know, who knows. It's quite nice to have a different selection and have a little bit blacked in. Makes quite a nice change. Again, if you've not got a huge amount of time, having a black background just speed you up a little bit sometimes, doesn't it? It just means you can get a colouring finish that perhaps if you had to think about the background, you maybe wouldn't have had as much time. This one, obviously these characters, I've literally just finished colouring these in the last book. So all of these are familiar to me. I think some of these are slightly different. I don't think he was in the old one, but that one definitely was, because I remember colouring him, and I definitely remember colouring all these. But yeah, it's quite nice to see some characters I'm already a bit familiar with. I think these are quite nice as well. The other one has a black background at the back inside here. Little, oh, you're off the screen, aren't you? But little dog Ted up there. My little girl has a fox. He stinks, he needs to go in the washing machine as well, but I haven't got the heart to do it. She eats a tea and then gives him a lick every night. Like she's built up that rank smell every night. She likes it like that. Needs to go in the washer. It's going in soon. Obviously one of my favourites. I think this is lovely as well, all these bits and pieces. But yeah, some very nice pages. Love this page. Even though I'm not really a cat person now, love that as well. Used to have cats, not at the moment. But yeah, obviously, I was always going to get it, wasn't I? I very nearly ordered it to where we were staying on holiday. That's going to really bug me now. I can see they've spilt something on it. What is that? I don't know if it's printed. It's kind of like a slug's had its day on it. Oh, I wish I'd noticed that now. Anyway, not RJ Hanson's fault. And then this I saw on lovely Kirsty Colour and Sketch, totally your fault. So I got this from Amazon as well. Took a little bit of finding though. Came in this nice craft paper wrap with a lovely sticker on. And it also had, let's have it the right way up, this nice little postcard, a little thank you from Lana Green. So Green Portraits, Grayscale Colouring Book by Lana Green. Yeah, it was quite nice to see an artist book on Amazon that's a little bit different, isn't it? I'm not a great PDF buyer. I don't buy huge amounts. I do have some, but if I'm honest, I'm terrible. If I buy a PDF, it's just sat there on the computer, isn't it? And I forget all about it. Printers, I have two printers in here, a laser and an inkjet. The inkjet works perfectly, there's nothing wrong with the inkjet, but obviously it's water-based ink, isn't it? So it's not an ideal to colour out with. The laser, however, it's a constant battle to make it print on anything nicely. It just wants to either put too much toner and leave it all over the page, or not enough toner and part of the image is missing. It's probably seeing the end of its life, really, but as a result, I don't print many PDFs. That was a long way of saying that, wasn't it? So I don't have any of Lana Green's work up to now, so this was a perfect little book for me. Let's not keep trying to cut bits off, that's a bit better, isn't it? Paper's very, very smooth. That is my only concern with this book, that it's super smooth. Beautiful for alcohol markers, I think, undoubtedly. I think it'll go on really well, alcohol markers. If you love your alcohol markers, this book is definitely for you if you like a portrait. Got a little contents page with all the names on. You've got a bit of info about what she thinks would work well on this paper. She's saying you could use a little bit of water, but don't be flooding it. Otherwise you are going to cause some problems. Again, Kirsty's done a great colour flip of this, so I'm not going to show all of it. Flip over to Kirsty for a deeper look through, but I'll quickly flip them. I don't think they're all me. Some I like better than others. Some, yeah, are a bit sickly sweet for me personally, But I love this one, and this one undoubtedly will be my first in this book. I think that is stunning. But some beautiful portraits, that's lovely as well, isn't it? Beautiful portraits in this book if you're interested in them, and obviously this paper is super smooth. Ooh, one more left. There you go. But yeah, if you want a deeper look, nip over to Kirsty Colour and Sketch for a better look through at Lorna Green. Beautiful book. There's a quick overview. But yeah, literally came next day for me from Amazon UK, so very impressed with that. Very nice. And that, surprisingly for me, is all the books that I've bought this month. Miracles. When does that ever happen? Not often. Now, so what else have I bought? Let me move that postcard back to the book before I forget. So I did do a few little orders, only little bits and pieces, but I did order from Temu again, just because a few people were asking me about a particular thing. Let me get it. It's at the bottom of my pile. So when I did the Claw 300s, obviously they have some pastels in that, so quite a lot of people in the comments below did ask, oh, what about this pastel one, Wendy? Do you think this is worth getting? And I'll be honest, I didn't love the pastels in that 300 set. They seemed very lacking in pigment, the ones in that 300 set, so I couldn't recommend these at that point because I hadn't tried them and I wasn't loving the ones that were in the 300. I love the 300, don't get me wrong, but yeah, some of the really light pastels in there were a bit lacking in pigment. You were really having to layer a lot to get any kind of colour down at all. So I thought, you know what, these are on Temu. I'll be interested to see how pencils arrive from Temu, because I didn't know that. I obviously ordered my colours from Ali. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get these, and I did. They are now in, they're not in the tin anymore. Ooh, let me get this pencil case over. So yeah, this is 72 and a graphite pencil and a colourless blender. I don't think there's much more. It's all the usual stuff that they say about their bits and pieces. They did arrive all okay. Oh, I can't open this tin. In the usual little plasticky trays that we're all used to. Bizarre colour chart. Again, typical, isn't it? But I've put them in this horrible pencil case. Sorry if you like this pencil case. I liked the price. But I have put them in this pencil case with my Black Barrel Brutes that again are on the channel this month already. That if you want not seen that, you can already have a look. But yeah, these are them, and I do like these ones. So if you were one of those people that were asking me what do I think about this, I think I quite like these ones. I'm not sure I would describe it as 72 pastels though. Obviously they call them macarons. Basically, this end chunk there are really quite bright. These are not pastels in my mind. They are brights. So you're kind of getting a whole section of pastels and then 2 rows of brights. But I don't mind that. I think they're a really nice colour palette. And for me, they were kind of what I was missing in this set of Brute Funers 180s that I've got in this case. And fortunately for me, that's how close the fit was. So they literally just fit, and I've got one of the blenders that came with it. Yeah, I quite like these. So if you're still after a pastel and you spot these on Temu for cheap, I think I would go for these 72 colours, yeah. Macarons was the word I was looking for there, but my brain lost it. Yeah, I quite like them. They're a lovely set of colours. I do have quite a few pastel pencils now. But yeah, I like these, and obviously I'm enjoying using the other colours. I may use some of these with those as well. I probably won't put them in the same pencil case because I can't cope with the pencil case when it gets past 300. 300 I can deal with it quite well, but past 300 it starts to annoy me. So they're living in here with the Brute Funers that are doing alright as well. So they're all in there. But yeah, they arrived okay from Temu as well, thankfully. Oh, excuse the squeaky chair. And because I hadn't realised that they had a blender in there. Again, somebody did ask me about the colour blenders, and I can't get in this silly packet. Where's the opening? There. Sorry about the noise. Plastic in plastic in plastic. Oh. However, I can see they were at least trying to make them arrive. Okay, so I did get this little colour blenders. I've not tried them yet. I've no idea whether I've just completely wasted my money or not. I shall hopefully tell you soon. But I've got 5 colourless blenders and 1 colourless burnisher. We'll see. I normally use either Prismacolor or Caran d'Ache blenders. I have some Derwent ones as well. They're not my favourite. They're a bit hard, I find, the Derwent ones. I think it probably depends on what pencils you're using. I suspect if I was using my Derwent Artist pencils, they're hard pencils, and maybe they need a hard blender, and then they perhaps make sense then. But I'm hoping these are a bit softer, but I haven't had a play yet. I haven't had a play with that loose one, purely because I've forgotten about it in there, really. But yeah, again, I've heard mixed results about these. Some people seem to hate them. Some people say they're okay. I won't know till I give it a go. But I thought, for the money on Temu, why not? Then, the other thing that I spotted on Temu that I thought, oh, I might give it a go as I'm ordering the pencils, was a bag of this stuff. So this is mica powder, and I do occasionally, when I can be bothered, make my own paint, watercolour paint. And this was cheap as chips. It was cheap, but it seems to have some fluorescent. I don't think it can be mica, because I don't think mica's fluorescent, but maybe I'm wrong. But it had these bright colours, fluorescent cyanide. I'm thinking I'm going to need a mask to make this paint, but you should use a mask if you're using mica anyway, but incidentally, but that's a different story completely. Anyway, I've got these bright colours. I thought, for the money, I think they were £2 or something like that. I thought, do you know what, I can't buy a set of paints in this colour for £2. These are about 5 grams, I think. Let me see. Does it say on the label? I think they're saying 25ml on that label. That is not 25ml in those, but yeah, they're light, and maybe that's for the entire pack, maybe, and in which case maybe they're 4. Anyway, I can probably make 2 little half pans out of a tub like this quite easily, full and a bit of spare normally, so that's more than enough for me to make a little bit of bright coloured paints for myself. Hopefully, we'll see and see what spares I have left to send to various people. Other things I got from Temu to go with, obviously, if I'm making paint, I need some little pans. These were cheap from there. I normally get them from Amazon, but as I was ordering from Temu anyway, and these are cheaper from there. I think this is a 50 set, so I've got those as well. And then finally, oh, I've just dropped one on the floor. Helpful. Ooh. Rescue it. I also got a set of the Fly Sea. Again, I've seen these on Amazon, but they were super cheap on there. So I've got a set of these. I've been using this one. It's a bit hit and miss, and I must admit, when I opened them, I was like, it doesn't feel very white. It's kind of, it looks very cream looking in the barrel, but when you actually use it, it is, oh no, that looks pretty cream looking now, I've just said that, compared to that white. I quite like them. They do seem to dry up quite easily. I've already been having to get this one to work again, but I thought, again, they were cheap, and for the money, we get through these quite quickly, don't we, in colouring terms, and they're always useful. So yeah, I've already been using that one on and off as it is. And then I also tried a different brand one, but they sent me the wrong one because they've sent me a great big chunky thick one. It works quite well, but I hate a great big thick nib, so I don't know where I'm going to use that one. But this one, it's not even going away. It's living there in front of my desk because that's where it's staying. And then the last little thing that I got from Temu, again, I bought it thinking, oh, I'll take this on holiday because it's quite cute, and I'll sit there with my sea view making this thing up. Did I? No, because it wouldn't fit in my bag. I had 2 bags that I was taking my colouring stuff in, and I thought it's got to fit in that. If it doesn't fit in that, I can't take it, because otherwise I will pack like 10 bags full of stuff that I want. and this was not fitting in. So it's actually, where's the actual one that this one is? It's helpfully not showing you which one it is on the box, is it? That's not helpful, is it? So I think it is that one, Magic Shop, which is this one at the top. So kind of, anyway, I'll show you what's in it so you can get an idea. So you get a little ruler, tweezers, you get a pack of kind of bits and pieces that are, they look like little pre-cut stamped, is it balsa wood? I'm not very well up on woods, I've got to be honest. It's not my forte. Then you get, ooh, hello, come out. Then you get a little, oh, I've had this open. Oh yeah, there. From the middle, that would help. You get a little glass dome that once you've made all this, sorry, you can put it over the top so it's not going to get all full of dust. And then, as you can see, I've already put glue in, thinking I was going to take it away. You get a little battery for the light, although they tell you they're not sending you the battery, but then they send you the battery. Yeah, so it is that one. It's that long ago since I've ordered it, I forgot. Dream Bottle Series, and it's the Honey Magic Shop, and it gives you the little instructions on how to make it all the way. And I think there's some bits at the back of this that you cut out just to put on some of the bits and pieces. So at some point, when I've got a quiet minute, I might make my little magic shop. I'm kind of gutted I didn't take it on holiday really, but you know, if it doesn't fit, it can't go, can it? And I took too many books that then I didn't colour. So yeah, I've got this. Again, they're on Amazon UK if you don't want to order from Temu. It was just considerably cheaper from Temu, and I did think, oh, glass dome, that's never going to arrive not broken, but it, as you say, arrived perfectly. Can't complain at all. Yeah, and that was all my Temu stuff, amazingly. A few bits from Amazon that I got to kind of follow along with that. So when I'm making watercolour paints, you need gum arabic. You can buy it pre-made. When I first started learning how to do it, I did buy it pre-made. But that is not a cheap way to make paint, and the whole point of me figuring out how to make the paint was for price, really, to make it a bit cheaper. So I make up my own gum arabic with the powder. You just basically use boiling water and mix it, put it in the fridge, all of that. It's dead easy, really. It gives you the instructions on the back, but this is the one I use. I will have linked this powder in my original watercolour, how I make my watercolours video. It will be way back. It's early, really early on in my YouTube journey, so it is there somewhere. If I remember, I'll try and link it, but yeah, that's the one I use. And then because I bought that other mica, I also got this from Amazon. I was a bit disappointed with this, I can't lie. The images for this mica on Amazon were lovely, and then these little bottles arrived, and they're not massive, as you can see. The ones that I got from Temu are much bigger. But the colours on these were just not as nice as they showed on the images, really. They looked a lot brighter on... so they're a bit brighter when you get some light on them, aren't you? So I'm hopeful when I make a paint they might work quite nicely. They do have quite a nice mica shine when they get a bit of light on them, but when you get them in the dull light, which is going to be hard to show you because obviously there's quite a lot of light on my desk, yeah, they weren't as bright as I was hoping. But I'm quite hopeful for this orange. That looks quite interesting, doesn't it? And this bronze has quite a lot of green in it looking at it, so we'll see. I quite like this kind of purpley pink at the bottom, but we'll see. I wasn't overly impressed when it first arrived. It wasn't what I thought. They've also sent me some tat that I'm probably not going to put in my paint. And what is that? No idea. Does it say? Something else they've sent me. I don't know. Obviously, I probably won't put that in my paint. I think they've sent that thinking you're going to use it for resin, because you can use mica to colour resin, and that's mainly what people buy it for. I think they're too big to put in with paint, but yeah, I've got some of those, so if I do feel like making some more paint. I've got some brights to make with and some more chameleon, because undoubtedly chameleon-y dual colours are my favourite paints to work with. And then I bought last month a Pentel waterbrush pen, and I can't lie, I just didn't like it at all. The nib is very white, and I found it very difficult to see it when you're painting with it, and it's the thin one, the smaller brush was very long and thin, and yeah, I just wasn't enjoying it. So I thought, actually, I had one of these before, the Zig ones, aren't they? Yeah, Zig H2O. I had one of these yellow ones that I've had for, donkey's years, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a set of those because I know I like them. They've lasted ages, and yeah, so I've got another set of them just from Amazon. I think they were about £9, something like that, but yeah, very pleased with those. So that's that problem solved. And then you'll be glad to know we're getting towards the end. I did have a go in Hobbycraft, which is kind of the UK's, let me get rid of that, I don't need that and make a screen anymore. UK's kind of big warehouse craft place, just for some acrylic paints really. I use this Pebeo acrylic paint quite a lot. I like their matte paint. So yeah, we just went in looking for odd colours that might be useful for backgrounds and things. So I've got sky blue. It's kind of more white than blue though. It's very pale. Might be darker when it dries. I've not tried them yet. I've got light yellow, which again is quite pastel yellow really, and powder pink, which is just a lighter shade of a shade I've already got. And then stupidly, I quite like this strange green that's a Hobbycraft own brand. What colour are they colouring this? Greenery is what they're calling that. I would call it grass personally, but you know. But then I stupidly got the same yellow, and even though I had them in my hand, I didn't twig that that's what I'd done. But I thought, well, we'll see what it's like. They're calling this one Daisy. I've not tried these ones yet. Don't know whether I like them. These ones, I haven't tried these particular bottles, but I definitely like this paint. I think it works quite nicely, and it's fairly cheap. So, yay! Then, the other thing that I did need this month was I wanted a replacement one of my Karen pigment deco brush. That's the alcohol marker. So it's kind of a skin tone pen. I pretty much run the other one out that came in my big set of them. And there was a few more that I wanted to get as well. So I've got, one of these is my old one and one of them is my new one. Why have I just done that and got them both out in the same place? I think that must be my old one. So I've got almond, I've got lime green, I've got pastel pink and pastel yellow, because again, both of those I've nearly run out, and I do like this lime green as well. It's just quite a useful shade, and it's not really a shade that you get in a lot of the cheaper acrylic markers. Greens are quite a tricky acrylic paint colour, I think, for these pen systems, but I do quite like that one. So yeah, got some top ups. I got these from, because they aren't the easiest things to buy loose stock, so I did get this from Under the Rowan Trees off their website. Yeah, quite fast service. They came in a day or so, and as I was ordering, it's rude just to order a few pens, isn't it? So I did get the Calero Magic Pearl colours as well, that has silver pearl, fine gold, copper pearl, fine lilac, blue pearl, green pearl, and these look very pretty. Again, I've not really had a play as I've been away. I stupidly didn't chuck these in a bag, and I could have had a play with these while I was away, but I didn't. They're quite subtle. I don't know how well they've kind of just got a tint to them really. So this has more of a pinky tint, a little bit of a violet tint, slight greenness to that, and then we've got more of a kind of yellow, orangey, and then obviously just a silver pearl. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to having a play with that as well. And now trying to figure out which one of these two is my new one. Well, I'll know once I try and use them, because my old one's not working very well. Let me pop that back in. And then the last few bits and pieces are just stuff that Scrawlerbox have sent me. And somehow, every time I make one of these videos, I seem to have loads of Scrawler stuff that I haven't shown. So I think I've got about 3 boxes worth of stuff. I'm not going to show the boxes. But one of the months, they sent me these ones. Graphite sketch set, which just has, I think, is that charcoal or graphite carbon stick? Just to confuse me even more, and obviously a range of pencils in there. If I'm honest, that's probably going to school. They've sent me a white coal Koh-i-Noor Gioconda pencil, which I've still not worked out what I think this is, because it kind of, when you're using it, it's got that kind of scratchiness of pastel. It does kind of feel like I can smudge it a little bit, but not a huge amount. But yeah, I need to have a play about with it. It's quite a strange pencil. And then a real chunky Pilot Supercolour Gold medium. It's going to have a huge nib on it, isn't it? So again, might be good for a background, but I've not, as you can see, it's still in plastic. I've not had a play with it yet. They also sent me, oh, I think that goes with it, so some kind of trace down paper. We won't go through that. Let me get the other box that's just slightly out of my reach. And then this one also sent me, again, watercolour paper, always useful. It's quite nice actually, quite textured watercolour paper. Artist work that comes with. But they sent me a little set of watercolour paints by, I knew I was looking for the brand and it's right in front of me, Viviva Colours. I think they're an Indian handmade paint company, aren't they? They are lovely paints. It's got a little swatch with it. Let's do it the right way around, Wendy. So we've got cinnamon, mango, opera, crimson, viridian, deep blue, violet, burnt umber, in a little, God, I can put my name on it. But yeah, quite big sized pans. I think these are full pans, aren't they? But yeah, quite bright looking paints. Again, as you can see, I've not had a play with these yet. I've been away and I didn't take them, so not had an experiment. And they're all in this kind of piece of cork, which again, quite an interesting idea. And obviously that is quite a small, little tiny thing to chuck in a bag. Would be quite handy. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward just to see what I think about those as well. And then the usual, some kind of Faber-Castell Pitt pen, medium nib on it, and a nice little brush, angled brush, flat angle, size 8. So yeah, not had to play with that either. And then literally on the day I was going on my holiday, oh sunshine, my last Scrawlerbox came and they had these in, and I literally chucked them in my bag as we were out the door, and I was quite pleased with them. So sorry about the sunlight now. I've got 6 Goldfaber Sketch dual markers architecture, but these are alcohol markers, so they sell some of these that look exactly the same but they're water based, but these are the alcohol ones, and they did come with a nice little swatch sheet in them that I did do, just because again I was away, so helps if you can see. Let me pause and shut the blind. Better with the blind shut so you can actually see my swatch. And as you can see, they're quite subtle colours, but yeah, I do really like the pen themselves. I thought they were really quite nice. So you've got colour name, colour number, you've got a nice brush nib, very like Tombow brush nibs I think, and then on the other side you have a kind of pointy nibbed section that is very, very controllable. So yeah, I thought I really quite like these, and actually I was wanting to take some alcohol markers away and no alcohol marker really is a small pen, aren't they? And I kind of put my my tri-blends in a pencil case. These are quite long markers anyway, but by the time I put them in, the pencil case was full and there was still some more, and it was just too big, so I thought I can't take any of them. But I thought when I opened these when I was actually away, I thought actually pencil case full of them, that would have taken up a lot less space. These would have been perfect for going away with. So I was quite glad that these had come literally as I was walking out the door, because I think they're really nice markers. I don't think they're readily available yet. I think Scrawlerbox have got them first. But yeah, I might add to this collection once they are a bit more available. Price dependent, let's be honest. It's Faber-Castell, it's not going to be cheap, is it? But yeah, I quite like them. Are they going to do refills for them? I'm guessing probably not, but we'll see. It'd be nice if you could refill something like this, wouldn't it? But yeah, I was quite impressed with this little kind of sample that they've sent through Scrawlerbox. I did enjoy using them. And that is it. It was going to be quick, this. It was supposed to be a mini haul, but now I'm looking at it's 50 minutes, this video. It's because I talk too much, isn't it? So yeah, that is all my bits and pieces. Scrawlerbox is for the last kind of few months, really. And I think I put this graphite one down somewhere, and then I found it when I was tidying up. So that one's been hidden somewhere, and the watercolour one was downstairs as well. So somehow I leave them about around the house and forget, and then I think, oh, I better video them now. Now I've done it. Anyway, hopefully there was something that have interested you along the way. Thank you very much for watching. My next video hopefully will either be a colour along in RG Hampson, or it might get to the end of the month video before I get that one done, but we'll see. Thank you very much for watching anyway. Hope you're enjoying your colouring. Bye.